The small ship landed without warning. Its blue-green hull gleamed in the morning sun as it settled on the landing pad at Outpost 7. The humans at the outpost stopped their work to watch. No ships were expected today. Officer Kim checked the radar again. No signal before landing. Strange. Hostile? Asked his teammate. Kim shook his head. Design matches Tory ships from the peace treaty, but they always send notice first. The ship's door opened with a soft hiss. Steam escaped into the cool air. A figure appeared in the doorway. She was clearly Tory, tall with smooth purple skin that caught the light. Her forearms moved gracefully as she stepped onto human ground. But it was the small figure beside her that made everyone gasp. A child walked out of the ship. The child looked about 6 years old. She had 2 arms, not 4. Her skin was a light lavender color, not fully Tory purple, but not human either. Her eyes were round like a human's, not oval like a Tory's, and she had hair, something no Tory had, black and shiny in the sunlight. Impossible, whispered Dr. Lee, the station's science officer. Everyone knew that humans and Tory could not have children together. Their biology was too different. Yet here was a child who was clearly a mix of both worlds. The Tory woman scanned the gathered humans, her large eyes blinking slowly. "I seek Tai," she said in careful, simple human language. "Dr. Tahan." Officer Kim stepped forward. "I'm Security Officer Kim. Dr. Han is not at this outpost anymore. He was transferred to Earth Central 3 years ago." The Tory's face showed no emotion, but her upper arms tightened. The child looked up at her. "I must find him," she said. "It is important. May we ask who you are?" Dr. Lee approached slowly, her eyes fixed on the child. "I am Jew," said the Tory woman. "This is Hannah." She placed one hand on the child's shoulder. "Hannah is daughter of Tahan." A shocked silence fell over the group. "That's not possible," said Officer Park, breaking the silence. "Humans and Tory cannot reproduce." "Yet here she stands," Jew replied simply. Dr. Lee knelt to look at the child more closely. "Hello, Hannah. I'm Dr. Lee." The girl smiled, a very human smile. "Hello," she said in perfect human speech. Then she added something in the musical Tory language that none of the humans understood. Jew spoke again. "We have traveled far. We cannot go back to Tory space. They want to take Hannah for study. They see her as experiment, not person." Officer Kim frowned. "We need to verify your story, and we need authorization before we contact Dr. Han." "Scan us," Jew said. "Check our DNA. Then you will see truth." In the medical bay, Dr. Lee ran the tests 3 times. Each time, the results were the same. The child was half human, half Tory. Something all the science said was impossible. "This changes everything we know about comparative biology," Dr. Lee whispered. Jew stood protectively near Hannah. "Will you contact Tai now?" Officer Kim nodded slowly. "Yes, but it will take time. Earth Central is far." Jew nodded. "We have waited 7 years. We can wait longer." She looked down at Hannah with what humans might recognize as love. "But not too long. They will come looking for us." "Who?" asked Officer Kim. "My people," said Jew. "They believe Hannah is the key to understanding humans. The key to why humans spread so quickly through the stars while we advanced so slowly. They will come." She looked out the window at the stars. "And when they do, only Ta can help us." Asterisk 7 years earlier asterisk. The research station buzzed with excitement. Today was special. For the first time, a Tory would live and work among humans. Dr. Tahan checked his notes one final time. As the station's top xenobiologist, he had been chosen to work with the Tory visitor. He had studied their biology for years, but meeting one in person was different. "Nervous?" asked his colleague, Dr. Lee. Tai smiled. "Curious. The Tory are so private. This is a big step for them." The announcement came over the speakers. "Tory ship approaching. All welcome team to Docking Bay 3. Ta straightened his lab coat and walked to the docking area. Other scientists and officials gathered, all trying to look calm. The ship landed smoothly. Its door opened, revealing a tall figure. The Tory stepped out, her purple skin shimmering under the lights. All four of her arms were positioned in the formal greeting stance that humans had learned about but rarely seen. "I am Jew," she said in careful human speech. "I bring greetings from the Tory High Council." Station Director Park stepped forward. "Welcome to Research Station 7, Jew. We are honored by your presence." Jew's large eyes blinked slowly. She looked at each human, her gaze stopping on Ta. "You are Dr. Han." Ta nodded. "Yes, I will be your research partner during your stay. I have studied your work on comparative respiratory systems," Zhu said. It was informative. Ta couldn't tell if that was a compliment. After the welcome ceremony, Ta showed Zhu to her quarters. The room had been specially designed based on Tory needs. "Is it acceptable?" Ta asked. Zhu looked around. "It is adequate. We can change anything that doesn't work for you." Zhu turned to him, seeming surprised. "Change? But these arrangements were approved by the council." "Yes, but if you're uncomfortable, we can adjust things," Tai explained. "Comfort is not relevant to the mission," Zhu replied. Ta smiled. "It is to humans. We work better when we're comfortable." Zhu considered this. Interesting. This explains why human research methods seem so unstructured. The next day, they began their work in the lab. Their project was to study how different species adapted to new environments, knowledge that would help both humans and Tory as they explored space. Ta noticed how carefully Zhu followed procedures. She never varied from the exact instructions. "You don't need to follow the protocol exactly," Ta said as they examined cell samples. "Sometimes it helps to try different approaches." Zhu's upper arms stiffened. Tory scientists follow approved methods. It ensures reliable results. But doesn't it limit discovery? Some of our biggest breakthroughs came from accidents or trying something new. "That is very human," Zhu said. It didn't sound like a compliment. At lunch, Tai invited Zhu to join him in the station's common area. She hesitated. "Is there a problem?" he asked. "On Tory ships, different ranks eat separately," she explained. "What's your rank?" "I am a third-level research specialist." Tella grinned. "I have no idea what the human equivalent would be. Here, we all eat together." Zhu looked uncomfortable but followed him. In the cafeteria, scientists sat with security officers. Administrative staff chatted with engineers. Zhu watched, clearly puzzled. "How do you know your place in the group?" she asked. "We don't really think about it that way," Tai replied. "We're just people working together." "But order is necessary," Zhu insisted. Tai considered her words. "We have organization, but not strict hierarchy. It lets ideas flow more freely." Zhu watched as the station director laughed with a maintenance worker. "Your ways are strange," she said finally, "but I am here to learn." Ta smiled. "So am I, Zhu. So am I." That night, Zhu recorded her observations. "Humans appear chaotic, but perhaps there is a pattern I do not yet see. The researcher Ta Han is difficult to categorize. Further study is required." 2 months passed at the research station. Zhu's understanding of humans grew each day. She watched how they worked, talked, and lived. Humans were unlike any species she had studied before. One morning, Tai arrived at the lab with an unusual request. "I want to try something different today," he said. Zhu looked up from her work. "Different how?" "I think we should design our own experiment, not follow the plan from Earth Central." Zhu's 4 hands stopped moving. "That would violate protocol." "Sometimes protocols limit discovery," Ta said. "I have an idea about testing how plant cells might adapt to both our worlds." "The council would not approve," Zhu said. Ta smiled. "The council doesn't need to know. It's just between us. You would hide information from your leaders. Ju was shocked. Not hide. We'll tell them if we find something interesting. Think of it as exploring a side path while on the main journey. This was against everything Ju had been taught. On her world, following orders was the most important thing. But something about Ta's excitement made her curious. "What is your idea?" she finally asked. Ta grinned and showed her his notes. They spent the day designing a new experiment. For the first time, Ju suggested changes to Ta's ideas. She found herself enjoying the freedom. "Your species values individual thinking highly," she said later. "It's how we've survived," Ta explained. "Different perspectives solve problems faster." The next week, they were working on their secret project when alarms suddenly blared through the lab. "Containment breach, containment breach," the computer announced. One of the official experiments, testing how certain bacteria reacted to different atmospheres, had failed. The container had cracked. Dangerous bacteria were escaping. "Seal the lab," Ta shouted. The doors locked automatically. They were trapped inside with the bacteria. "Emergency protocol requires full sterilization of the lab," Ju said, her voice calm but her upper arms twitching with worry. "The computer will raise the temperature to kill all organic material in 5 minutes. Including us," Ta said. He looked around quickly. "We need another solution." Ju moved to the computer terminal. "We must follow emergency procedures." "Those procedures will kill us," Ta said. "We need to think differently." He rushed to their personal experiment. "These plant cells we modified. They might absorb the bacteria." "That is not proven," Ju argued. "It's worth trying," Ta insisted. "Your Tory caution is good for safety, but sometimes human risk-taking is needed for survival." Ju hesitated, then nodded. Together they worked quickly, Ju's 4 arms moving with precise care, while Ta improvised tools they needed. 3 minutes to sterilization, the computer announced. Ta modified their plant cells while Ju created a delivery system. Neither had done anything like this before. 1 minute to sterilization. "Ready?" Ta asked. Ju nodded. They released their modified plant cells into the air. The cells glowed green as they spread, absorbing the bacteria. "Bacteria levels decreasing," the computer reported. "Containment restoring." Ta and Ju watched the display as the bacteria count dropped to safe levels. "Sterilization canceled," the computer finally announced. They looked at each other, relief washing over them. "We did it," Ta said, laughing. For the first time, Ju smiled, a small movement of her mouth that Terry rarely showed. "We did. Your caution and my improvisation," Ta said. "We make a good team." That night, Ju made a new entry in her personal log. "Today I learned that rules can sometimes be barriers. The human way of adapting can be valuable. Dr. Han is teaching me things not in our official exchange program. I find myself interested in learning more." She paused, then added, "I have not informed the council about all aspects of my research here. This is my first independent decision. It is liberating." After saving the lab together, something changed between Ta and Ju. They worked closer than before. The other humans noticed. "You two have become quite the team," Dr. Lee said one day. Ta smiled. "Ju has good ideas. She just needed permission to share them." "I did not need permission," Ju corrected. "I needed to understand that humans value input from all ranks." "We don't think about ranks much," Ta reminded her. "A strange but sometimes useful approach," Ju admitted. The rules were clear. Kerry and humans should keep professional distance. Cultural exchange was the goal, not personal connections. Everyone knew this. But rules became harder to follow as the days passed. One evening, Ta found Ju alone in the observation dome. She stood looking at the stars, all 4 arms relaxed at her sides. "The view is beautiful, isn't it?" Ta said. "Yes, I see your sun from here. My world orbits a similar star." "Do you miss home?" Ta asked. Ju was quiet for a moment. I miss certainty. Everything there has clear rules. Here, everything changes all the time. Is that bad? It is. Unsettling. And yet, I find myself curious about what each new day will bring. Ta moved closer. I have something to show you. He accessed the dome controls and changed the view. Suddenly, they were standing in a forest with tall trees and a waterfall. What is this? Ju asked, her eyes wide. Virtual reality. This is a forest near where I grew up. I thought you might like to see more of Earth. Ju reached out, her fingers passing through the image of a leaf. It looks so real. It's based on actual places. Would you like to see more? For the next hour, Ta showed Ju beaches, mountains, cities, and deserts. She watched everything with wonder. Your world has so much variety, she said. So does yours, I bet, Tai replied. Ju shook her head. Tori prefers saying this. It is efficient, but boring. She almost smiled. I would not say that to the council. They laughed together, and Tai realized it was the first time he had heard her laugh. Over the next weeks, they spent more time together outside of work. Tai introduced Ju to human music. Ju taught Tai about Tori art. They shared meals and stories. One night, they worked late in the lab. Everyone else had gone. The diplomat from your world was watching us today, Ta said. Yes, Ambassador Mun reports to the council about the exchange program. Does that worry you? Ju's upper arms stiffened slightly. The council expects professional distance between our species. And is that what we have? Professional distance. Their eyes met. Neither spoke for a long moment. I find myself confused, Ju finally said. On my world, connections between different ranks are not permitted. Between different species, it is not even considered. But we're not on your world, Ta said softly. No, we are not. He moved closer. Ju, I think. The lab door opened. Ambassador Mun stood there, his forearms crossed in the Tory gesture of disapproval. Research specialist Ju, he said coldly. A moment of your time. Ju straightened, her face becoming blank. Yes, Ambassador. She followed him out without looking back at Ta. Later that night, Ta found a message on his computer. The ambassador has concerns about our working relationship. He reminds me that I am here to learn human science, not human emotions. We must be more careful. Ju. Ta stared at the screen. They had broken no rules, and yet he felt guilty. He wrote back, I understand. Professional distance from now on. Ta. But as he sent the message, he knew it was already too late. Distance might be the rule, but his heart had moved too close to follow it. 3 days passed. Ta barely saw Ju. When they did work together, she was formal and distant. The easy friendship they had built seemed gone. Is everything okay? Ta finally asked as they worked in the lab. Yes, Ju replied without looking up. I am focusing on my work, as I should. Did Ambassador Mun say something to upset you? Ju's 4 hands paused. He reminded me of my duty. My purpose here is scientific exchange, not personal connections. We can be colleagues and friends, Ta said. The council does not agree. Her voice was flat. They have ordered me to return home in 2 days. Tai almost dropped the sample he was holding. What? But your exchange was supposed to last 6 months. You've only been here 3. The ambassador believes I have learned enough. That's not fair. Ju looked at him directly for the first time that day. Fairness is a human concept. Theory follow orders. That evening, Tai went to Ambassador Mun's office. The tall Theory barely acknowledged him. Ambassador, I want to discuss Specialist Ju's early departure, Ta said. It is a Tory matter, Mun replied coldly. Her work here is important. Our joint research is just beginning to show results. The research will continue with another specialist. Tai tried to stay calm. No one knows the project like Ju does. Why are you really sending her home? Mun's eyes narrowed. You humans always seek reasons. Sometimes orders are simply to be followed. He turned away. The matter is closed. Ta left, his hands clenched in frustration. He went to the observation dome, needing a place to think. To his surprise, Ju was already there. I was looking for you, she said quietly. I just spoke with Ambassador Mun, Ta replied. He won't change his mind. No, he will not. Ju moved closer. I have one night left here. They stood side by side, looking at the stars. I don't understand why they're doing this, Ta said. Ju was quiet for a moment. Tory society values order above all. The council saw that I was becoming too human. Asking questions, making my own choices. Those are good things, Ta insisted. Not in my world. She turned to face him. But I find I agree with you now. Something in her voice made Ta look at her closely. Her eyes, usually so controlled, showed emotion. In my time here, I have learned many things, Ju continued. But the most important lesson was not about science. What was it about? Ta asked softly. Choice. Humans choose their own paths, even when it is difficult. She took a step closer. The Tory do not have a word for love, she said. The closest word means useful connection. I always thought humans were strange for building their society around such an impractical emotion. She paused. Now I understand why you value it. Tae's heart beat faster. Ju, what are you saying? I am saying that for this one night, I choose to be more human than Tory. She reached out with one hand and touched his face gently. I choose you, Ta. He took her hand in his. Are you sure? What will happen when you go back? I will follow the council's orders. I will be the perfect Tory again. Her voice dropped to a whisper, but I will remember what it felt like to choose. Ta pulled her close. I'll find a way to see you again. I promise. No, Ju said firmly. You must not try. It would only bring trouble for both of us. She looked up at him, her eyes shining in the starlight. But tonight is ours. The next morning, Ta woke alone in his quarters. On his desk was a small crystal, a Tory memory stone. But when he went to the docking bay to say goodbye, the Tory ship was already gone. Ju had left without saying goodbye. Officer Kim watched as Dr. Lee examined the child again. Hana sat quietly, swinging her legs as the scanner moved around her. Amazing, Dr. Lee said, looking at the results. Her DNA is truly half human, half Tory. I've never seen anything like it. Ju stood nearby, her forearms crossed protectively. Now do you believe me? Yes, Officer Kim nodded. We've sent a message to Earth Central. Dr. Han should receive it soon. How long until he arrives? Ju asked. 3 days, if he leaves immediately. Ju's eyes darted to the window, looking out at the stars. We may not have 3 days. That night, Hana couldn't sleep. The human beds felt strange. She missed the hanging sleep pods of the ship where they had lived for the past months. Mother, she said in the Tory language, will my father like me? Ju stroked her daughter's black hair. Yes, little one. How could he not? What if I'm too Tory for him? You are perfect just as you are, Ju said firmly. You are the best of both worlds. On the second day, the station's alarm sounded. Officer Kim rushed to the control room. Sir, we have 3 Tory ships approaching, reported the radar operator. Have they sent any messages? Yes. They demand the return of research subject Ju and the hybrid specimen. Kim's face hardened. They're talking about a child like she's a lab experiment. He went to find Ju, who was already packing their few belongings. They're here, she said without looking up. Sooner than I expected. How did they find you so quickly? All Tory have tracking implants. I removed mine. But they must have tracked our ship. Kim crossed his arms. What exactly will they do if they get you and Hana? Ju stopped packing. They will take Hana to the Science Council. They will study her, test her, Try to learn why she exists when our species should not be able to reproduce. And you? What will they do to you? I broke many laws. I stole a ship. I removed my tracker. I ran away with what they consider valuable research property. Her voice grew quiet. They will remove my memories of Ty and Hannah, make me forget I was ever a mother. That's barbaric, Kim said. It is the Tory way. Ju looked at Hannah, who was playing in the corner. But I could not let them treat my daughter as a thing to be studied. She is a person. Living with humans taught me that every life has value beyond its usefulness. The station shook as the Tory ships moved into docking position. You need to hide, Kim said. Ju shook her head. There is nowhere on this station they will not find us. Then we'll protect you. Kim tapped his communication badge. All security personnel to docking bay 1. Defensive positions only. The station's speaker system activated. A cold Tory voice spoke. Human Outpost 7. This is Senior Ambassador Locke of the Tory High Council. You have 2 of our citizens aboard. Return them immediately, or we will take action. Station Director Park responded. This is Director Park. We have a Tory visitor named Ju and her half-human child. The child's father is human. We are waiting for him to arrive. The child is Tory property, Ambassador Locke replied. A research specimen of great value. The child is a person, Park countered, with rights under human law. Human laws do not apply to Tory matters. They do when the child is half-human and in human space. The communication ended abruptly. Minutes later, the station shook again as the Tory ships attached to the docking ports. Officer Kim turned to Ju. We've sent an emergency message to Dr. Han. We're trying to get him here faster. It may be too late, Ju said, gathering Hannah in her arms. But thank you for trying. Humans have shown me more kindness than my own people. The station doors began to open as the Tory delegation prepared to board. The station doors opened. 6 Tory officials entered, led by Ambassador Locke. He was taller than Ju, with darker purple skin that showed his higher rank. Where are they? Locke demanded. Director Park stood firm. We need to discuss this situation properly. There is nothing to discuss. The runaway and the specimen belong to the council. Officer Kim stepped forward. The specimen you're talking about is a child. A living person. Locke's eyes narrowed. Your human emotions cloud your judgment. This is a scientific matter. From the back of the room, Ju spoke. Is that all my daughter is to you? A scientific matter. She walked forward with Hannah beside her. The child looked at the Tory officials with wide eyes. Locke pointed at them. Specialist Ju, you have violated council law. The specimen will return with us now. Her name is Hannah, Ju said firmly, and she is not going anywhere without her father. Her father is irrelevant, Locke replied. As they argued, an alarm sounded. The radar operator looked up in surprise. Director, a small ship is approaching at high speed. It's an Earth Central shuttle. On the screen, they watched as a fast shuttle zoomed toward the station. It docked on the far side, away from the Tory ships. Minutes later, the inner door opened. A man rushed in, out of breath. He wore the uniform of an Earth Central scientist. His eyes scanned the room until they found Ju. For a moment, no one spoke. Then the man stepped forward. Ju, he said softly. Ta, she replied. Locke looked between them. Dr. Han, your presence changes nothing. The council has rights to all Tory scientific discoveries. Tai ignored him, walking slowly toward Ju. Then his eyes fell on Hannah. He stopped, his face showing shock and wonder. Is she? He couldn't finish the question. Ju nodded. This is your daughter, Hannah. Ta knelt down to look at the child. Hannah stared back with curious eyes that looked just like his. Hello, Ta said, his voice trembling. Hello, Hannah replied in perfect human speech. Then she added something in Tory that made Ju smile. What did she say? Tai asked. She said you look like the pictures I showed her. Ju translated. Tay reached out his hand. After a moment, Hannah took it. Something passed between them. A connection that needed no words. Locke stepped forward. This display is irrelevant. The hybrid must return with us for study. Taj stood up, still holding Hannah's hand. You call her the hybrid. Her name is Hannah. She's my daughter. Impossible, Locke said. Our species cannot reproduce together. Yet here she stands. Tai replied, using Ju's words from earlier. Living proof that what we thought was impossible is not. Which is exactly why the council must study her, Locke insisted. Ju moved closer to Tai and Hannah. They want to understand why she exists. Our scientists believed humans and Tori could never have children. Our biology is too different. But something changed, Ta guessed. Ju nodded. Me. I changed. She looked down at Hannah. After our night together, I noticed differences in my body. Small changes in my DNA. Being around humans, being around you, changed me at a cellular level. Adaptive resonance, Ta whispered. Like our research suggested. Yes, my cells began to mimic aspects of human biology, just enough to make Hannah possible. Locke stepped closer. This proves our concerns were justified. Human influence can alter Tori biology. It threatens our genetic purity. It doesn't threaten you, Tai argued. It shows that life finds a way to connect, to grow, to evolve. The council disagrees, Locke said coldly. We have 3 ships and 20 officers. You will give us the child. Ta looked at Director Park, who nodded slightly. Actually, while you were talking, I sent a message to Earth Central. 6 human ships are on their way. They'll be here in an hour. For the first time, Locke looked uncertain. This could cause a diplomatic crisis. Yes, Tai agreed. Unless we find a better solution. He looked at Hannah, then at Ju. In that moment, he knew what he had to do. Tai led Ju and Hannah away from the main room. Officer Kim followed them for protection. I need to think, Ta said. We have less than an hour before the human ships arrive. If they come, there could be fighting. Ju said quietly, so Hannah wouldn't hear. Ta nodded. I know. That's why we need another solution. Hannah looked up at her father. Are the purple people going to take me away? Ta knelt down beside her. No, I promise you that won't happen. In the conference room, Ambassador Locke was speaking with Director Park. Your interference is unacceptable, Locke said. The council will see this as an act of aggression. We see your attempt to take a half-human child as the same, Park replied. The hybrid. Her name is Hannah, Park interrupted. Locke's face hardened. The child represents a threat to Tori society. Our strength comes from order and purity. The council cannot allow unpredictable human traits to enter our gene pool. So you're afraid, Park said. Afraid of change. We are protective of our way of life. On the Tori lead ship, Second Ambassador Yan received an urgent message. 2 more Tori vessels had entered the sector. They would arrive in 40 minutes. Inform Ambassador Locke, Yan ordered. Tell him reinforcements are coming. The Tori officer hurried to the station. When he delivered the news, Locke smiled for the first time. Now we have the advantage, he told Director Park. 5 Tori ships against your 6. This doesn't have to be a fight, Park insisted. Then surrender the child. In the medical bay, Tai examined the data about Hannah. Dr. Lee showed him the test results. It's amazing, she said. Hannah has abilities neither species possesses alone. Her brain patterns are unique. What do you mean? Tai asked. She has Tori telepathic centers, but human creative structures. The combination is powerful. Ju nodded. That's why the council fears her. She can speak mind to mind like Tori, but with human creativity and freedom. Can she do this now? Tai asked. Yes, Ju said. She speaks to me without words sometimes. Ta looked at his daughter with new understanding. The Tory value control and order. A mind that's both telepathic and creative would be unpredictable to them. Officer Kim entered the medical bay. Bad news. More Tory ships are coming. The station's communication system activated. Ambassador Locke's voice filled the room. Dr. Han, bring the hybrid to the main hall immediately. If you refuse, we will take control of this station by force. Ta looked at Ju and Hannah, then at the medical equipment around them. Suddenly, his eyes lit up. I have an idea, he said, but it's risky. What kind of idea? Ju asked. They're afraid of what Hannah represents, the mixing of our species, the unpredictability of change. Yes, so let's show them exactly what they're afraid of, and why they shouldn't fear it. Tai quickly explained his plan. Ju listened, her eyes widening. That could work, she finally said, but it would require Hannah to. I know, Ta said. It's a lot to ask of a child. They both looked at Hannah, who had been listening quietly. I can do it, she said. I'm not afraid. In the main hall, the humans and Tory stood on opposite sides. The tension was thick in the air. They've had enough time, Locke said. Prepare to secure the station. The door opened. Ta walked in alone. Where are Ju and the hybrid? Locke demanded. Hannah, Ta corrected. Her name is Hannah, and she has something to show you. This is not a negotiation, Locke said. Our reinforcements will arrive soon. So will ours, Ta replied. And then what? Will we fight over a child? He walked to the center of the room. Before you make that choice, there's something you need to understand. Something only Hannah can show you. Ta took out a small device from his pocket. This will change everything.